Back with more Mix 1041, and we're back with our Charity of Choice series with Cleveland Boat Center. I'm joined by the owner of Cleveland Boat Center, Stacy Greenwood. Stacy, how are you?
I'm doing great, Steve. How are you today?
We're doing great, and we've got another wonderful organization to talk about, one of the newer ones.
And first time I heard about it was at our luncheon that we had when we kicked this off. And could not be more excited to share it with you all.
All right, it's the Isaiah 117 house. So many of you have responded. Renee Curry joins us. Renee, how are you?
I am doing great, and it is wonderful to be here. We're so excited to be here, and this is just so fabulous. I'm enjoying getting to hear about all the other things that are happening in our community and the amazing works that are going on.
Well, it certainly is, and we really appreciate Stacy and Cleveland Boat Center for coming up with us. So let's, for those, as I say, for those who may have just moved here, may have just come here to Cleveland, tell me about the Isaiah 117 organization.
Well, we exist to reduce the trauma for children on that day that they're removed from their homes through no fault of their own by the Department of Children's Services. And as it stands, without an Isaiah 117 house, these kids will go back to the office to sit. When we started and had our luncheon for our contractors last year, it was 8 hours to 3 days for teenagers that they would sit in the office. But you know, God started this a while back, and he knew how bad it would be today. So today you're looking at kids who will spend hours, days, and we have actually had a teenager right here in our own community who has spent 4 weeks in a DCS office, going out for an emergency stay at night, spending all day long with volunteers, with the workers, in a conference room, in a cubicle, and who actually had to sleep a couple of nights on the weekends in the office.
My goodness. And that is a real scenario, a real story. We're joined by Renee Curry, Isaiah 117, caring for children awaiting foster placement. You know, it seems as if this community has really rallied around this organization.
Steve, it's unbelievable, and it's so beautiful. I feel like it's one of those amazing pictures that is the whole community. So the child who brings her $20 out of her piggy bank and hands it to me on the steps of the house, to 3 scouts who become Eagle Scouts by our backyard projects, a Girl Scout troop who's decorating the back and the front, all of our church, there's just so many churches that have joined in to be a part of it, the people who are giving, and wow, the tremendous businesses who have built this house, and it is so beautiful. And I tell people, it's not that you come to tour the house, you literally come to experience the house, because it is truly the house that love has built. The electrician who worked all day and came in the afternoon and would work a couple of hours, you know, every day. Jim Blankenship would come and he'd work an hour or two in the evening, and the only way I'd know he'd been there was that there would be some wire there, and one of my fudgesicles would be gone. You know, I mean, and you've got you've got Cutter and Tim and so they all, 2 competing companies, came together to do all of our electrical. I mean, it is such a beautiful, shining picture of true community.
Stacy, what about Isaiah 117?
That is wonderful. I mean, and so how long have you been open?
Well, we open, our ribbon cutting is October the 17th. But we have already had children who have come through our doors to take a shower, to have lice treatments. We have been serving children all along. We had our kickoff in March of 2019, and so we've been spreading awareness. We've been bringing things. COVID slowed things down. But even in that slowed process, God did so much. First of all, the land is amazing. It's right where we need to be, in the middle of everything. We couldn't ask, but yet we have a whole herd of deer that hang out there in Turkey. It's just so peaceful. And then through that wait, we have the amazing company Wholesale Supply who came along with us. And then they heard our message and they didn't want to just help here. So they are also from Bradley County. We're reaching out to help. They've helped 5 other homes be easier to build and to be quicker to build. I mean, It is so beautiful, the picture of what's happening. And Rhonda just had a kickoff in Waco, Texas. So we are now not just in Tennessee and in Indiana, but it is Virginia and Florida and Georgia and Texas. 35 states and 2 countries have reached out. The Mike Rowe Show did a spot on it, and from there, I mean, it was, what if there was a house for Carter County? To what if there was a house for all our children in Tennessee? To now, what if no child had to sit in an office or a cubicle, dirty, in clothing that didn't fit? So because we provide 3 days worth of clothing, pajamas, underwear, socks, shoes, we provide all of those things for them. And the kids, I wish I could let everybody who's been a part of it, I wish you could see these children, the little 4-year-old that's looking at her things and it's just going, oh my goodness. And, they want to try everything on. And for some of them, they haven't had that much before. And then you get to look at them and they're like, but why would somebody do this for us? That teenager that was 4 weeks. And why would somebody do this for us? Because, sweetie, there's a community. There's a God who sees you. And there's a community who loves you. And they didn't know your name, but they knew you existed. And so they made this happen for you.
Renee Curry, it is Isaiah 117. How can we get more information about?
Well, you can go to our Facebook page, and that's got all of so it's Isaiah 117 House Bradley Polk, or you can go to Isaiah117house.com, and they'll get you straight to us.
All right. And don't forget, you can vote for the Charity of Choice contest with Cleveland Boat Center at mymix1041.com. Remember, first place, $2,500. Second place, $1,500. Third place, $1,000. Stacy, it's just been another great segment, hasn't it?
It has. And thank you for the work, and pass along to all the volunteers and people that have helped that it's appreciated. I'm
I sure will. We just thank you guys so much.